This is our multifunctional ultrasonic food cutter. Here we will show you how to use it. First, we connect the air source pipe. The compressed air is about 0.7 bar. Then, we plug in the power cord and turn on the main switch. Click the touch screen to enter the operation panel. Enter manual panel and click each button to check each motion is okay or not. Click the ultrasonic control button to test if there is any abnormal sound. If yes, please refer to the instruction manual to solve it. When the test is okay, click the button again to turn off the ultrasound. Place the square acrylic plate and the square silicone sheet on the square tray. Arrange them neatly within the positioning slots around. The silicone sheet can effectively protect the cutter and the square plate. Please be sure to put it on the square plate. Click the blade eccentric clockwise and counterclockwise to let the blade down to the lowest place. Check the gap between the blade and the tray. We suggest the gap is about 0.5 mm. Check the locking screws of the blades are loose or not. Make sure to tighten them well. And here make sure the blades are in a straight line, and there are gaps between each blade to avoid each cutter interacting with each other. More details, please refer to the blade adjustment video. At the back of the blade, there are 3 photoelectric limit switches. The middle one is the origin photoelectric limit switch. The distance between the origin photoelectric limit and the center of the square plate can be set on the machine parameters panel, which is this value. Before the equipment leaves the factory, we have set this value, but it is inevitable that parts will become loose during transportation, so customers should confirm whether the central value is accurate or not before use. We choose small piece of bread as a circle test. If all the cut edges go through the same center point, it is the origin point. If not, adjust the value and test again until the result is right. The adjustment of the center point of the circular tray is similar to this. For details, please refer to the video guide for installing the circular tray. These 3 values are set already, no need to change. On the machine parameters panel, you can set the translatory speed, turntable speed and blade go up and down speed. Before the equipment leaves the factory, we have set these values, but you can adjust them per your product's needs. When food products require cutting above the bottom with a certain distance, you can set the 2 values here. It means the blade eccentric will move back and forth at a certain angle which leads the blade to go up and down at a certain height. Here is the translatory speed of 110 mm per second. Let's see the details. Now if we set 50 mm per second, let's see the details again. It significantly slows down. Here is the blade go down and blade go up speed. The blade go down speed ranges between 50 degrees per second to 400 degrees per second. And the blade go up speed ranges between 300 degrees per second to 400 degrees per second. When food is harder, slow down the speed. When food is softer, speed up the speed. Here are the resetting speed. It means the speed of the blades to go back to the origin position. Before the equipment leaves the factory, we have set these values for you as safely and steadily as possible. No need to change them. Here you can set the blade cleaning time and the frequency. We suggest the cleaning time is 2 or 3 seconds, and the frequency is 3, per your food products. We have 4 cutting modes. Next, we will introduce how to set up and use them. First, turn to auto work mode. Then, we choose mode selector to 0 circle cut. Enter the circle cut parameter page, select the corresponding board. Now here is the square board, so we turn to square PE board. This is the cutting motion mode. Mode 1 means the blade will cut a circle food in a symmetrical cut. and Mode 2 means the blade will cut a circle food in a rotary way. Relatively speaking, if the product is prone to misalignment during cutting, it is most appropriate to choose Mode 1. Here we can set the number of cuts. The portion after cuts is as twice as the number of cuts. That's all setting for the circle cut. Now we can see the demonstration of square board circle cut. First, turn to auto work mode. Then, we choose mode selector to 1 tray bay cut. Enter the tray bay cut parameter page. Here is the length of your food, the portion you need in the length direction, not the number of cuts. Here is the width, and the portion of width you need. On current page, you cannot change the parameters. Click Edit button, you can set parameters. You can set 100 groups of formula here. Set length value, portion value of length, width value, portion value of width. And you can set the value of trim size here. Then we go back and select the formula 2. You can see the values are shown on this panel. The trim sizes will show here. When you need to trim, turn on this switch. That's all setting for the tray bay cut on this page. Then we need to enter the operation page for the last setting. For tray bay cut, there are 2 ways to put the cake. When you choose center location, you need to put cake at the center of the square board, making sure the margins are the same length. When you choose corner location, you need to put the cake to align with the bottom right corner. That's all for tray bake setting. First, turn to auto work mode. Then, we choose the mode selector to 2 triangle cut. Enter the triangle cut parameter page, and click Edit to set the parameters you need. You can save 20 groups of formula here. The trim size length means the blade will do the first cut here, so if your product length size is 600 mm, and you need to trim 20 mm, so you set the trim size length 580 mm. 600 minus 20 equal 580 mm. This portion means the number of portions you need in the length direction. The value of width is the same setting. First, turn to auto work mode. Then, we choose the mode selector to 3 manual tray bay cut. Make sure to choose the corner location and put the food align with the bottom right corner of the board. Enter the manual tray bay cut parameter page. Click Edit to set parameters. You can set 20 groups of formula here. The length and width before cutting here means your product size, also means the blade first cutting position. If you need to trim, please set these values minus the trim sizes. Like this one. Here you can set the length and width after cutting, and the portions you need. This formula means the food length is 600 mm, the width is 500 mm. The length after cutting is 50 mm, and get 5 portions in the direction of length. The width after cutting is 50 mm, and get 6 portions in the direction of width. Here you can also set the parameters just for slicing in one direction like this in length, and no setting in the width direction. When in both length and width directions, please remember to turn on the tray rotate button. That's all for setting manual tray bay cutting. When all is ready, turn to auto mode, click the start button to let the motion system to origin position. And then put your food on the board, click start button again for auto cutting process. Here is the cleaning function show. This is the alarm page. When something is abnormal working, it will show alarm info here. When your body parts enter inside the light curtain of the machine, the light curtain indicator light will be on. and the cutter will stop cutting immediately. When you finish checking, click the Start button, and the cutter will return to its original position. This is the drain pipe of the cleaning tank. After cutting, remember to drain the water from the cleaning tank. For other daily maintenance and precautions, please refer to the specific corresponding video guidance. That's all tutorial guidance on this machine. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us.